As requested, the Dex Nikana is on level cap. New weapon came with the anniversary. Pretty decent, unique perk of having a little bit less maximum combo multiplier. It only gets up to 11 times, but every couple attacks, every 11 attacks, you get a combo counter increase, something like that. Paired with the relentless combination, the combo goes up pretty fast. There's nothing too crazy on this build. I didn't have the full combo, did I? Try to make this one cheap, just like the old times. And it worked. Cheap as possible, of course. But yeah. Wasn't the fastest run in the world, but came all the way to here. Deals pretty good damage. I also brought the Lex Prime in Karn to clear the trash mobs and even killed some demos with it. And I'm even gonna do another little video showcasing it. But for the trash mobs, really good. The only time where it struggles a bit is against the Overguard, but yeah, Overguard is Overguard. Not the most lovable thing in the world. Back hunters. Cedo as a primer. Cedo's feels like such a good primer, but unfortunately is not, you know, the most reliable primer out there. But still, pretty good. Usually having to priming, attacking, then priming again. Just because it either falls off or if it not all of the viral procs are there. That's usually what's happening. Got both these. I completely ignored that one for some reason. Okay, so one is there. Oh, right through the demo. This one I could just use the light attacks for the vast majority of the run. He would just die. I even have like some stuff in this build, but like shards and stuff, but none of that really matters for the run because you can see Second Impulse there, but I was just not using it. I maybe used like a couple times during the run just so I didn't have to like reprime demo and do the whole thing again. Let's take a look on the loadout. We have Ash, 5 Archon shards for ability strength. One is even Soul Forged, but I just didn't use. None of these was necessary. You don't even need power strength for this build. I just happened to have Sickening Pulse there, but I only used it for the kills with the Lex Prime, not for the Dex Nikana. So, not even an Arcane to buff the melee. I used Consequence to move Steadfast because I wanted to make it even cheaper. So, not using Energize because some people might not have it. And to be honest, for disruptions, of course it depends on your frame. But Steadfast usually wins against Energize. Because when you get an energy drain, if you have Steadfast active, you have 3 free casts. That's it. If you have Energize and you find energy orb, you might have time to cast 1, maximum 2 abilities. And that's about it. To buff the melee damage, what we have is Ash's passive, which increases bleed damage by 25% and duration by 50%. Empower the blades for heavy attack, and then Gladiator Finesse and Gladiator Resolve, giving our melee critical chance when we build our combo counter. Other than that, there is a Rising Storm for some combo duration, and the rest is this. There isn't even casting speed in the build. No natural talent, no shards for casting speed, and that does have an impact, but if you just learn how to survive and how to play, it won't be such a big deal. Especially since I'm using the Warframe Sentinel. With his ability Negate, he's keeping me alive by a ton, just negating status effects. On the Cedo as a primer, there is a Riven, but nothing too crazy. This build could even be a bit better, because I actually made this thing to be some kind of a Heat Inherit primer at some point, but it was the first one that it's just like the first, but I didn't put in Shivering Contagion, and it took Dexterity. I would normally take Frostbite, but I wanted the combo duration, so there's that. Lex Prime. This is the build. You guys have seen this in my videos. Dexterity 2 and the perks. That's it. Dex Nikana. No Arcane. No Tenokai. 1 Forma. No Bane. That's how it goes. Wanted to keep as simple as possible. I believe this is simple enough. Worm Prime. Guardian. Negate, Manifold. All really freaking good. The only thing that I would say is really replaceable here is Automatic, because I only had it here for the health drain and ended up just forgetting it was even here and just not using. If I ever used this during the run, was totally unaware of its existence or its just being here. I was gonna use Mediray just to be able to heal a bit. And I even think I should have, because that would probably be better for Mystic Bond. Because eventually it wouldn't be using any ability, nor Negate, nor Guardian, and just be without casting any abilities, thus not building the Mystic Bond stack. On Kappa, Noxes are dying all the time. You're getting hit with Toxin all the time. So, it would just cast Mediray eventually, and would probably give me free casts more often. As for the Verglass, this is my build, Corrosive and Cold. For invisible frames, I would take off the irradiation, because when he eventually attacks, which I don't think he does when you're invisible, he is gonna put radiation everyone and they'll start attacking, and you know what kills invisible frames. It's splash damage. But it's kind of effed because I already have the Lex Prime dealing radiation with the Incarnate mode. So, anyway. 1 death, it wasn't even that bad. Try to keep this as simple as possible. This was a request on the other channel. I think the hardest thing, if you are to attempt something like this, is just get the hold of hitting the heavy attacks with the Nikanas. This is usually the worst part, because the weapons are really freaking good. The Nikana family, or the category, it is a really, really good category. Just the heavy attack is hard to hit, because there's so much movement involved. If you want to hit a proper heavy attack with it, you need to be, I would say, between 6 to 8 meters from the target, depending on if you have range mods or not, and even on the target's height, you might not be able to hit the head. But when you do, it's pretty evident, because they just blow up. It's like that. Leave it a like, subscribe, and peace.